I think my dad has been touching me in my sleep. I am 17 female, and lately, I've been waking up with this sinking feeling in my stomach, like something happened during the night that I can't fully remember, but my body knows. It started with little things. I'd wake up in a different position than I fell asleep in, or my pajamas would be twisted in a way that didn't make sense. At first, I thought I was just overthinking, maybe dreaming weird or tossing in my sleep, but then it started happening more often. Sometimes my genitalia would feel sore or uncomfortable, but I couldn't explain why. And every time I tried to shake it off, that feeling would creep back in like something wasn't right. The part that's hard to even say, and I'm still struggling to believe it myself, is that I think my dad might be involved. I know how that sounds. I don't want it to be true. He's always been strict, quiet, kind of distant. But now, I catch him standing in my doorway at night, thinking I'm asleep. Once or twice I've woken up and seen him leaving my room. He always says he was just checking on me, that I must have been dreaming. But the way he says it, it feels rehearsed, like he's practiced saying it before. I don't have proof. I keep telling myself maybe I'm imagining things. But the dread I feel every night, the fear of going to sleep that's real, and it's eating at me. I don't know how to talk about this without people thinking I'm making it up, but I can't stay quiet anymore. I need someone to hear me. Even if I'm wrong, I need to know I'm not crazy. And if I'm right, then I need help, because I'm scared, and I don't want to feel this alone anymore. Am I just overreacting? My girlfriend's rape was uploaded to porn site. This happened a while ago. I've kind of become mentally numb to the whole situation, but I've literally never spoken about this with anyone. I used to be heavily into porn. I hated overproduced stuff, so I would go on those like more off the beaten path sites. I preferred amateur stuff. There was a thumbnail of a girl who looked like my girlfriend, Chloe, and the title was Chloe Cheats on BF or something like that. And I just thought, you know, what are the fucking odds? So I click on it, and straight away the video is weird. She keeps looking off to the side and seems really out of it. Maybe had been drugged. I kept watching, and the guy filming asked her what her boyfriend's name is, and she says my name. My hands started sweating. My heart was pounding, my stomach was turning. I felt so terrified, hurt and betrayed. But the more the video goes on, it's clear that like she is hardly in control of her body. The guy in the video basically manhandles her and she flops about. It made me feel so sick. I haven't watched porn since. The video had just over 1K views. I reported the link to Revenge Porn Trust and kept tabs on the video. And after a few days the video was removed, and I've looked all over and can't find that video uploaded anywhere else. The time the video was uploaded coincided with the time my girlfriend told me she was doing interviews for modeling shoots, which was the truth. I asked her what happened, and she went through the events of the day with me. She was crying so much I felt like so useless. She said the guys who filmed her initially said they were a private model agency and gave her a glass of water before a camera interview. Everything after that is blurry for her. But she remembers answering some questions like how old she is, 19 at the time, where she's from, if she has a boyfriend, and she remembers part of the rape. I asked if she could remember the guys' faces or had any communication we could give to the police. Only thing she was given was a phone number which we reported but came back as a burner. She told me she felt ashamed and wasn't sure how I would react to what had been done to her. She told me how she thought I wouldn't believe her, that she wasn't actually there to do porn, but was taken advantage of. Honestly, I just felt ashamed of myself for not noticing anything had happened. But honestly, not much changed. I saw an article recently about the GDP scandal, and that's what brought this whole thing back up for me. I just want to get laid, man. That's pretty much it. I don't want to meet the love of my life. I don't want to get married. I don't want to ride off into the sunset with somebody. At least not yet. I just want to get laid. I know it sounds dumb. There are people posting actual problems on here. It's really small scale compared to everything else. And is it even possible to get more on the nose than sexually frustrated Redditor? But it just fucking suck, man. That's all there is to it. It's been 3 years since I last had sex, and it was about a 5-year dry spell before that. I know it sounds stupid, but it's honestly starting to fuck with my head. I'm not exactly an Adonis looks-wise, but I hardly think I'm an ogre either. But I don't know, it's really hard to feel good about yourself when you're so invisible to the opposite sex. It just sucks. I fucking hate it. I just want to hold someone, to be held, to feel wanted, to kiss someone, to lie in bed all dopey and gazing into someone's eyes and all that bullshit. Touch starvation is very real and very unpleasant. Sometimes, when I'm lying in bed, I sort of try and position myself with the covers so it feels like I'm holding someone. I feel completely and utterly repulsive. Like I know this isn't true objectively, but sometimes I feel like I'm so ugly that I make women want to throw up. I honestly hate how much of my mind this preoccupies, and also how angry it makes me feel sometimes. I'm not some incel or red pillar or anything like that. Those people are morons. I completely respect women and their right to choose. And I know that dating as a woman isn't exactly a bed of roses either. My anger is more at the whole situation than people specifically. It just blows my mind when people talk about sex so casually. Yes, I'm on the apps. Those fucking soulless black void of joy apps where there's literally about 100 men for every woman. I swipe on those fucking things every day until the usual "we've run out of people in your area" message pops up, and then expand my search in the hopes that that elusive blue fairy is hiding just out of reach in the next 10 miles. No, I'm not interested in turning to the world's oldest profession. It's not just that I want to get my rocks off, I also want to feel attractive and wanted. I can hardly see that happening if the only reason she's with me is money. I sincerely and truly wish I was asexual. Sometimes I can't even watch porn because seeing other people fucking just bums me out too much. Have you ever heard anything more pathetic in your life? To just have no interest in this at all so I could focus on other stuff would make my life so much easier. Cousin. Content warning. Sexual assault. So last night I 22 minutes hang out with a few friends to get drinks. Was at a gay bar. I'm gay. Me and my friend sat on a bench, and she says you just need to make some experience. Then it will be easier for you to open up. She was talking about my sexuality, and overall, me being not a very touchy physical person. Or maybe you're just asexual, damn. I am definitely not. But all her gay friends are so touchy people, very bold with the way they talk about sex, etc. I can't fit in with them. To be honest, even my straight friends talk a lot about s3ks. I can't talk about my preferences and such, because I feel ashamed and feel like judged. I'd say I am verse, but very ashamed of bottoming. And I am very short, small to top. I'm pathetic, honestly. Very contrasting with my personality. I am very assertive and leader-oriented, have lots of responsibilities on job. I can't really talk about anything that is about me without feeling pathetic. I am. So when I was about 8 to 9 years old, my female cousin, 11, 12-year, molested me. I'm talking about penetration and zero row on me. That is not fun memory. What is worse is that maybe she believes it's our secret or something. We always had a sibling-like relationship, to this day. I wonder why she did it. So sad, to be honest. I am scared of women bodies. Back in the days I used to make out a bit more with girls. I had this strange feeling in my mouth afterward, and like a physical flashback of something that might have occurred with my cousin as well. I have no clue how this is the thing that makes me crawl in my skin more among the others. For a long time I didn't think that it was big deal. I am genuinely starting to think I am making this thing bigger than what it is. Everyone that knows me knows that I am not a touchy person, no hugs, no sweet stuff. I don't see myself in a relationship even though I want one, and kids because emotional intimacy looks overwhelming. My friends definitely would make a scene like shock if I told them I'm in a relationship. I honestly feel pathetic for this thing too. I still carry the weight of how he changed after I got intimate with him. I need to get this off my chest. There was this guy M25 who I've 26 worked with. We were friends at the start, but he was so romantic, always talking to me, FaceTiming, complimenting me, saying things like any guy who ends up with you is the luckiest in the world. He'd touch my arm when he passed me, hug me in this tight way that felt like he didn't want to let go, kiss my cheek, my forehead, hold my hands sometimes like it meant something. It all felt intentional, not just casual. He made me feel safe and seen in ways I hadn't felt before. It slowly grew. We were co-workers, then friends, and then something more, or at least that's what I thought. He would want to make out and touch me and call me late ATA night. He'd tell me things like how he always talks about me to his parents, how I'm someone he cherishes, that he lights up when he talks about me. All the stuff you don't just say to a friend. Eventually, we went on a trip together. The whole thing felt magical, like something out of a film. We'd laugh, talk for hours, play music, walk around like we'd known each other in another life. I've never felt more alive, more connected to someone. And then, I let my guard down. I'd always been celibate, always told myself I wouldn't be intimate with someone, unless I knew they truly cared, or until marriage, and he knew this from the start. But with him, I thought, maybe this is it. So I did. I let him in, and everything changed. Right after, he became cold, distant, like a different person. He even brought up his ex not long after, and I remember feeling like my chest was caving in, like I'd just been used for something I swore I'd never give away easily. I've always struggled with how I feel about my body. Loose skin from weight loss, stretch marks, things I try to hide but still carry so heavily. He used to tell me I was beautiful. He knew I wasn't confident, and he'd reassure me in ways I hadn't heard before. That made me trust him even more. But after we got intimate, everything changed. He became cold, distant. It felt like once he saw me unclothed, once he got what he wanted, he no longer saw me the same way, and that left me feeling disgusting. Like I'd revealed this vulnerable part of myself, only to be tossed aside right after. I can't stop replaying that shift. I hate that it made me feel like I was right all along, that I'm not enough. The most painful part is a few hours after, we were in the sea and I had a serious drowning scare. Instead of being worried or helping, he kind of pulled back like I was an embarrassment. That moment sticks with me, like a switch flipped. I didn't say anything at first. I tried to carry on, hoping I imagined it. But weeks later, I messaged him. I told him how I felt, that I didn't feel like just a friend to him before, and that his actions after intimacy hurt me. He replied saying he was always clear, and that I was just a friend, completely dismissing the months before that, the things he said and did that showed otherwise. Since then, I haven't been able to shake the shame. I don't want him anymore, I know that. But I can't seem to let go of the bond we had, or the idea of it. The way it built up slowly, without pressure, without expectations. That kind of spark, that gentle unfolding, it feels like I'll never experience it again.
Kaya ang